All right, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the latest software update 2026.14.6.12. Still on version 14.3.4 of FSD, but we did get the new point release for the software in general, so thought we'd try it out today. It's been quite a while since I've been able to drive our car because I was actually out of town. Had to have a rental car, and I definitely missed definitely missed letting FSD drive me around. So I'm on currently on a streak here, FSD streak of 75.5 miles for the last 2 days of driving. So getting some good use of FSD in. But I just wanted to do a similar route that I've done in the past, where basically just have a few destinations where it has struggled to get to those locations in the past or park properly. So we'll have a good judge of whether it's actually improved with this version of the software, like the navigation, for example, or not. I also would like some better parking jobs. Sometimes one of the locations actually has a very difficult time parking properly, so hopefully it does well. So first one, it did park properly. So I'll probably make a whole, man, this guy's just burning through the parking lot there, just right across all these lanes, of course. Anyway, I'll probably make a separate video detailing my experience with Blue Cruise. So I did get to drive a Ford Explorer with Blue Cruise in California. So not an area I was familiar with, but I did get to drive that car almost 1,300 miles. So I did get a decent amount of use of Blue Cruise, and I will basically compare Blue Cruise to FSD because but the short of it is it's basically like a not very consistently working version of the or not FSD, but the autopilot in Tesla from like 2016. So the first time I drove a Tesla was a Model S, and I had just the original autopilot in that, and it works a lot like that, but it just doesn't always work. So I definitely will talk about more about the pros and cons of it. It helps sometimes, but not as much as even basic autopilot, which this car actually does not have because it's a new Model Y, and they didn't ship new Model Ys with autopilot for some reason. So it only has FSD, but FSD is working great, so that's a good deal. There's some smoke up here. I don't know what that's about. Oh, yeah, interesting. It's an exhaust from some business, so I guess that's fine. All right, first destination here is actually Einstein Brothers. Should be parking in the parking lot here. And it looks like we are going to park in Tropical Smoothie Cafe reserved parking. I guess I should go ahead and turn this turn signal thing off. So I do definitely like to have that on when I'm driving. But we don't need to have that here. So is it display? I think it's display. So the blind spot camera, we'll take that off. All right, next stop is Dunkin' Donuts. So we didn't park in a spot that we were supposed to park in because we parked in a spot for this Tropical Smoothie Cafe. But obviously that's not really supported at this point, distinguishing between a legitimate parking spot or spot that you're allowed to use versus not. So that's interesting. It was going to go through the parking lot there of that racetrack, it looked like. But because that truck was basically blocking the whole way, it decided that this might be a better route. And I would agree. It's actually not really great to go through the parking lot of another business. So this Dunkin', it would often get the location incorrect, but it seems to have resolved that and does actually park in the correct location now. Yeah, and does a good job parking. Good deal. All right, so continue on to the next one, which is across the street. Oh man, we're gonna go I hope we're not gonna go through the drive-through of this Dunkin'. No, we're gonna good. We backed up enough. We backed up just enough to be able to go the correct way out of this parking lot. For some reason, the navigation usually says to circle that building, and if you do, you're going to be in the drive-through because there's not a lane outside of the drive-through of that Dunkin', because they're kind of situated at the back of their parking lot, so they only have that one lane. And I guess we could just drive through there if there's nobody waiting at the window, but if there's anybody waiting, we would be waiting behind them, so that would be kind of goofy. So this one, we'll just go straight across the street. And this is the place where the parking lot, the lines are a little bit faded, but it has done a very poor job a few times of parking in this parking lot in particular. So I want to see if it does a good job on the first try, actually parking here. And I will say, I think that using another vehicle that was not my own, that did not have FSD, really got me to appreciate FSD that much more. It takes so much stress out of the driving. FSD does. You basically just monitor it, and at this point, I have a few things that I do that I know are edge cases that I can get it to do a safety critical disengagement. Like, I'll have to disengage for it. But they're very, obscure edge cases, like the one that's got that curb. And, I have to set it up now to force it into that situation to even get it there. All right, so this, interesting. We're parking next to a car that, okay. So we kind of matched the car next to us. We matched this blue car next to us because they actually did park too far back in the space. So you can see, we can't see the line anymore, like just on the edges. So our bumper is basically over that back line. But to its credit, this other car next to us is completely in two spaces. They wanted to ensure their car doesn't get touched. So I would say under the circumstances, we did a pretty good job parking there. I definitely wouldn't have parked so far back in the space, but it did at least get in the center of the parking spot, so that was good. All right, this location, for the longest time, it could not even find this location. It could not find the City Barbecue. It would go to the intersection and just go in circles through the parking lot of City Barbecue and back out onto the street, do a U-turn. I mean, it could not seem to get in the parking lot and actually stop there. So past versions of FSD, I did a few videos on that just to see every time if the navigation had been updated such that it would work. And the last few versions of FSD have resolved that. So I'm pretty sure that it's the navigation now that has resolved it, the map data, because it used to just have the navigation end right at this intersection instead of actually go into the parking lot. So this particular line doesn't show that we're going to go into the parking lot, but it has been getting it correct lately. Usually the only problem here is that we'll park in like a pickup spot instead of just an open spot. But again, that's still not supported, and we don't have anything on the release notes that says in the future we're gonna have parking improvements. So that's kind of disappointing. Yep. So here we are, curbside pickup spot. So we're not technically supposed to stop here, but it doesn't read the signs, so that's fine. All right, last destination here is Target. And with this Target, we always, for the longest time, even on versions of 14, it would actually navigate to the Target and park in the back of the building where there is not an entrance. There may be like an entrance for employees or something, but definitely not somewhere a customer should park behind the building, and definitely not where you'd want to park. So I had to re-navigate each time. The way I did get around it for a while there, though, was if you say curbside, which now is just called pull over, but if you did curbside as you approached the Target and then changed it to parking lot once you got really close, it would park in the front of the Target. But now it just gets it correct. The navigation has been updated such that it does actually park in the front of the parking lot. So we might be able to park at all of these destinations. Might have been a good parking job. We'll see. I mean, again, we parked in spots that technically we weren't supposed to park into, but they were parking spots, and it did park in them pretty well. So for the most part, we would be okay. And it does say parking lot here. Get my FSD streak up to 78 miles, maybe. Now, what I do have to do to get this streak to continue is I let it park, even though I wouldn't necessarily want to be in that exact spot or oriented the way I was oriented. So it might pull in or it might back in and not be correct. All right, so it's going to pick a drive up spot. So again, something we shouldn't park in. I mean, I really think though it should notice that there's a sign. I mean, and think, yeah, maybe we don't park there, but it's gonna have to get more, more specific about whether it can or can't park in a particular location. But anyway, to continue my streak, what I've been doing is I've just, I wonder if I just say start self-driving. I wonder what it's gonna do. Okay, it's just gonna go. So that's fine. No destination. We'll just see where it goes, and as we close out the video. So to continue the streak, what I've done is let it park where it's going to park, and then after it parks, then I just take it, manually drive it to the location I want. And so I might move over a couple spots, or I might, get oriented in the space differently, or whatever the case may be. So that's how I have been able to continue that streak. And, it takes some patience, but honestly, like I said, after having to manually drive for 1,300 miles, I got used to that so much that I was just so happy to use FSD, even though it does some quirky things at destination parking. So I thought I'd see if I can get a 100-mile streak. I think I'm probably not going to be able to get it because I'm not the only one that drives this car. So I doubt that my wife is going to actually be that patient with it, using it. So we'll see. But my guess is she will disengage it and end the streak. But anyway, so that's it for this one. I did get all the destinations that I had originally in there and had no problem with any of the parking jobs, other than the fact that, they were potentially in spots that we weren't technically supposed to park in, but not bad parking jobs per se. So hopefully they'll add support for those things. And I know Elon Musk did actually say on X that they were going to, in future versions, have something where it actually remembers your exact parking preference at a location, which, I mean, I don't know exactly how it's going to do that, because right now, if it's just like it's going to be parking lot or curbside or whatever, that's not what we're looking for. We need like down to the space, and of course, whether you nose in or you back in. So I don't know how specific it's going to be, but we'll have to see. Hopefully we will get some sort of improvement there, because really, to be unsupervised completely, it's going to need that. But anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.